Well, welcome back. Not too bad of an evening for us in Macon. Again, a little on the warm side, but when compared to, say, 2 days ago, it is most certainly cooler than it was for our Wednesday. So, no, we don't really have any alerts in the region, unless you want to count the tiny little storm we've got up here. Border of Hancock County, that is tagged as a strong thunderstorm, but Lawrence County, that storm was dumping some really heavy rain in the northern parts. Now we get some rain over downtown Dublin, but it's less organized than it was. But we'll keep an eye on this storm furthest south. It does look like it's the one with the most structure at this moment in time. Also, Jones County and Baldwin, little storm developing there. Level 1 remaining in effect in terms of severe threats. We've had a few severe thunderstorms this afternoon, mainly being driven by hail that was around 1 inch in diameter, but there's been a couple of wind gusts also. So as we can see with rain totals, wet spot by location, you got Wrightsville about 1/2 inch and then Eastman at about 1/5 of an inch. But I want to point out that northern Lawrence County, it's kind of hard to see, but a little bit of a yellow spot there, which would indicate that that storm that was severe over northern Lawrence County dumped more than 2 inches of rain in just that short span of time. You do have other areas that have gotten 1/2 inch plus, especially Lawrence County and Johnson County, and we'll continue to track what's left as we continue through the evening. I did see Gray at 1/3 of an inch as well. Now it's just that one little storm. So stay around 20 to 30% rain odds through this evening and into the overnight hours. Thinking around 1-2 a.m. most, if not all, that rain should taper off. And through the evening, we will be largely camping our real feels in these upper 80s and lower 90s while it's supper time, and then more of those lower 80s as we start pushing towards midnight. It's a low of 69 for us in Macon. Wind will be light and variable. Got some scattered clouds overhead. And again, those storms could be lingering until about 1-2 a.m. I do not think Macon will be the only spot into the 60s. There should be a few of them, but most of us will be in the lower 70s ahead of the start of your Saturday. So it's a typical pattern. We've mentioned that a few times, how back to the start of where we were at the beginning of June, where at the beginning, yeah, it was a little cooler, upper 80s and upper 60s for the lows, which were on par with the average for this time of year. Now it's more low 90s and lower 70s, which are on par with average for this time of year, with 30 to 40% rain odds each of the passing days, and that'll carry into the start of the new week. Partly cloudy skies in terms of the cloud cover each afternoon. So we'll continue to keep these isolated storm chances going through this evening and into the overnight hours. Again, around 2 a.m., most of that rain ought to be done. I doubt we'll have much left, if anything, by the time we get to the sunrise tomorrow. I honestly think this is being a little aggressive on cloud cover for our Saturday. I'm thinking Sunday we'll have a little more clouds than tomorrow, but also might be a little bit hotter, and we'll also feature a little more in the rain chances. I got us at 30% for our Saturday and 40% for our Sunday, even though this model is actually being a little more conservative with the rain chances that you're going to see here on Sunday. It's not popping up very many of them. It does expect it to be hotter. I do think a lot of our heat indexes on Sunday will get into the triple digits, but it will not be hot enough to where we need a heat advisory like we did earlier this week. Of course, a lot of folk do work during the week, and so they say the yard work for the weekend. Not bad early on if you want to knock that out, but it will get hot into the afternoon with storm chances rising around lunchtime. A high of 91 tomorrow, 92 on Sunday, and we'll check out the rest in 10 seconds. Your 41 NBC AccuWeather 7-day forecast is presented by Volume Chevrolet. So around average with our highs the next few days, as well as the lows. We'll keep this current pattern for the first few days of next week. A little more cloud cover Tuesday and Wednesday might make things slightly cooler, but perhaps a chance that the rain odds will drop in time for the 4th of July next Friday.